a P4 week 38 exam paper review. So this one is from Raffles Girls Primary School. I'm just going to, it's a very short paper. So I'm just going to go to those like structured questions and then we'll just go from there, okay? So I'm going to skip the multiple choice. So I'm just going to go straight to question number 6 first, okay? So question 6 says, the Tan family arrived at Singapore Zoological Garden at 11:30 a.m. So I want to know, and left at 3:40 p.m. So how long was their visit to the zoo? So for time, right, we know that we always use a timeline to calculate the time. So what we are going to do is, right, so we know that the arrival time is 11:30 a.m. The departure is 3:40. So we need to calculate what is the duration between these two. So I'm going to draw a timeline. Okay, so arrived at 11:30 a.m., right? But then left at 3:40 p.m. So what we're going to do is, right, calculate. So from here, okay, so from 11:30 to 3:40, actually we can calculate the nearest timing to this one first, which is actually 3:30. Okay, for hours in hour form is 3:30. That's the nearest to 3:40. We cannot go to 4:40 because it's over the timing already. So that's the nearest here. So we actually ask ourselves from 11:30. Sorry, the hoop is already a little bit untidy, but then from 11:30 to 3:30, right, is actually a total duration of 4 hours. But don't forget, from 3:30 to 3:40 is an additional 10 more minutes. Okay, sorry, 10 minutes. Let me write properly. 10 minutes. So I want to know how long was their visit. So we just add the duration of 4 hours plus 10 minutes. The total duration is 4 hours, 10 minutes. This is your answer. So please fill up your answer. Okay. Question number 7. Let me just. Okay, question 7. Okay, sorry. Let me just slide it up. Okay. A show started at 11:55 p.m. and ended 1 hour 45 minutes later. What time did the show end? So you know 11:55 is the starting time. Okay, start. Okay, this is the duration of the show. I want to find out the ending. Same thing, we always use our timeline. So starting time 11:55 p.m., right? So let's calculate 1 hour 45 minutes later. So we calculate 1 hour first along the timeline. So 1 hour later is 12:55. No longer PM, but it's AM because it touches the 12th hour already. So the PM becomes AM. And another 45 minutes later is actually 1:40 AM. That's your answer. 1:40 a.m. So some of you will ask me, teacher, how to count 11:55 to 45 minutes later? Very simple. So you see, if you want to break it up, right? So we count 12:55 a.m. We count the nearest hour, which is 1 a.m. So it's actually a duration of 5 minutes. Out of 45 minutes, I already calculated 5, which means there's another 40 minutes to calculate. So that's why it's 1:40 a.m. That's how you get the answer. Understand? Okay, you can break up the minutes to calculate. It's easier also. Huh? Okay, question number 8. The MRT train departs at intervals of 12 minutes. Find the time of departure of the 4th train if the first train departs at 7:45 p.m. So we write down, okay, let me use another different color, okay? So first train. The time that it departs is actually 7:45 p.m. Okay, so the second train, right, will be 12 minutes later. So the second train will be 7:45 p.m., right? 12 minutes later, which it will be 7:57 p.m. So this is the time that the second train departs. So now the third train will be another 12 more minutes. So from 7:57 now, right? We are going to calculate another 12 minutes more and ask ourselves, what is the time that the third train depart, which is actually 8:09 p.m. And from here, we can find out the fourth train. So from 8:09 p.m., another 12 more minutes. It would be 8:21 p.m. This is your answer. Because it's intervals of 12, so every single time is 12 minutes more. Okay? Question number 9. Victor exercises 4 times a week. He exercises 2 hours each time. How many weeks will Victor need to reach 200 hours of exercise? So you ask yourself, since he exercises 4 times a week and every time is 2 hours, so 4 times, it would be 4 times 2, 8 hours. Okay, wait, it's a little bit scribbly. 8 hours. This is 1 week of exercise. So I need to know if 1 week is 8 hours, how many weeks will he reach a target of 200 hours? So I take 200 divide by 8. If you work it out, you will get 25. So answer is 25 weeks. Okay, that's your answer. Question number 10. Okay, let me just scroll. Okay, camera's watch shows the wrong time. When he left his house at 7:03 a.m., his watch showed the time as 7:15 a.m. Cameron has an appointment with the dentist at 9:45 a.m. When he arrived, his watch showed the time as 10:40 a.m. How many minutes late was he for his appointment? So you ask yourself, when he left his house at 7:03 a.m., the watch showed that it's 7:15, which means that the timing is actually a few minutes faster. Okay, so let's calculate from 7:03 a.m. to a.m. a.m. to 7:15 a.m. It's actually a difference of 12 minutes. So that means when he left his house at 7:03, the watch shows 7:15, which means that the watch is actually 12 minutes faster. So we write down, watch is 12 minutes faster. Okay? But then now, his appointment with the dentist is actually 9:45. When he arrived, he showed the time on his watch was 10:40. So how many minutes late was he for his appointment? So we calculate the time here, 9:45. Okay, 9:45 a.m. to 10:40 a.m. Okay, so he has an appointment at 9:45. But then he arrived at the clinic, right? The dental clinic or something, right? His watch is showing this, which means that the duration difference, right, is actually a 55-minute difference. But then don't forget that the watch is actually 12 minutes faster, which is actually calculated in this duration. So that means he's definitely late for his appointment, but how many minutes late? So we need to take away the 12 minutes. So 55 minutes minus 12 minutes. Your answer is 43 minutes late. Understand? 43 minutes. Because the watch is faster by 12 minutes, and the late timing, that means exactly how late was he doesn't involve this, because this is a faulty timing. Understand? Okay. Question number 11. Oops, sorry. Wait, okay. When it is 8:15, 0815, you see it's 24 hours. clock format. So 80815 in Singapore, it is 9:15 in Seoul. Penny took a flight from Singapore to Seoul at 8:15, 0815 for a conference. The flight lasted 4 hours 50 minutes. This is the duration. What time was it in Seoul when the flight landed? The time in Seoul when the flight landed. Okay, so you ask yourself, the difference between the timing in Seoul, the time difference, you can tell straight away, right? If it's 0815, it is 0915 in Seoul, which means it's actually 1 hour later in Seoul. Right? 1 hour later in Seoul. Singapore is just 1 hour before. This is 1 hour later. Okay, so she's going to take a flight from Singapore to Seoul at 0815. So 0815 is actually the Singapore timing. So we calculate. The flight lasted for this duration, 4 hours 50. So we calculate the time he's going to arrive. She's going to arrive in Seoul. SG timing, okay. So 0815, this is SG timing, okay. So I'm going to calculate 4 hours, which is 12:15, and another 50 minutes. It would be 13:05. This is SG timing because this is the time they give us that he departed. So this is SG timing from Singapore to Seoul. So I want to know the time he landed in Seoul. Don't forget, in Seoul, it is actually 1 hour later than the SG timing. So Seoul timing, it would be 13:05, right? Calculate 1 hour later, which is 14:05. This is your answer. Okay, that is the answer for question 11. Okay, moving on to question 12. Oops, sorry. Okay, when it is 10:00 in country A, it is 0840 in Singapore. Zacchaeus, I think the name is Zacchaeus, okay? Zacchaeus. Okay, anyway, Zacchaeus took a flight from country A at 0900 to Singapore. The flight lasted 3 hours 29 minutes. What time was it in Singapore when the flight landed? Express your answer in the 24-hour clock format. So we need to know the time difference between country A and Singapore. Okay, so you know country A is actually a later timing than Singapore. Okay, so the time difference, let's look at the time difference. If you calculate, you know that from 0840 to 10:00 is actually an 1 hour 20 minutes earlier for SG timing. Because why I do SG timing? Because I want to know the time in Singapore. So I just stick to Singapore timing, easier. So in Singapore, it is 1 hour 20 minutes earlier than country A's timing. Okay, so if this person took a flight from country A at this timing to Singapore, right? Okay, and the flight lasted this. So let's calculate. So the time is 0900. I calculate 3 hours, which is 9, 10, 12:00, right? And this is at country A, okay, and another 29 minutes. It's still at country A, so it's 12:29. This is the timing at country A. But don't forget, in Singapore, it is 1 hour 20 minutes earlier. I want to find the time that the flight landed in Singapore's timing. So if it's earlier, we cannot calculate our timeline forward. We calculate it backward. So from 12 to 9, this is country A's timing. I'm going to calculate 1 hour 20 minutes earlier for Singapore timing. So 1 hour, this is 11 to 9. Okay. Then you calculate another 20 minutes before. So it will be 11:09. This is SG timing. So the answer is 11:09. Okay. Question number 13. Two lighthouses flash their lights every 24 seconds and 60 seconds respectively. They flash together at 8:40 p.m. When is the next time the two lighthouses flash their lights together again? Okay, this question we have done it before in our main paper, our class paper. So every 24 and 60 seconds, so we're going to count the first light, okay, is every 24, means in multiples of 24. The second one will be 60. Okay, so let's calculate. You can actually slowly calculate. It's okay one because I know the numbers are big, but actually you can just slowly do it. So 24, two roots of 24 will be 48. Then you plus another 24 is 72. Plus another 24 is 96. Plus another 24 is 120. Plus another 24 is 144. Okay, so 60 is like your minutes, I mean your hour. 1 hour, 60 minutes, 2 hour, how many? So 60, 120, 180, and so on. I'm not going to go so far because here only 144. So if you look at these two rows, right, the common number is actually 120. What does this 120 means? Means that every 120 seconds, the lights will flash together. Understand? They flash together every 120 seconds. And we know that 120 seconds, right? If we convert it to minutes, it's actually 2 minutes. So which means in other words, right? Every 2 minutes, the lights will flash together. So if they flash together at 8:40, what is the other timing that they will flash again? So we calculate 8:40 p.m. 2 minutes later, which is 8:42 p.m. This is your answer. 8.42. Understand? Okay, that's question 13. And I think this is the final question. Yes, correct. This is the final question for the exam paper. Okay? So yeah, that's all. That's the answer key. So we're not going to proceed on that. So this is your final answer. Okay?